Going on YouTube, it's Flake Talk here, back for another reaction. It's the return of HasanAbi. Today he's reacting to the famous clip of Jordan Peterson about men and women working together. The last reaction, for some reason he just couldn't understand what was going on. Hopefully this reaction he can keep up. Let's hop right into it.
Because we don't know.
Okay, so this is the famous Jordan Peterson clip. Now we're getting to the famous stuff that is really going to trigger some folks, because this is one of those areas where it totally corresponds to your worldview. And it sounds right, and it sounds smart. It doesn't sound smart, sorry. It sounds right because it's common sense, okay? It sounds common sense to you if you have a personal bias around the way women operate and the way women behave in the workplace or whatever. Let's take a look.
Here's a question. Can men and women work together in the workplace?
Yes, I do it.
How do you know?
Because I work with a lot of women.
Right. Well, it's been happening for what, 40 years? And things are deteriorating very rapidly at the moment in terms of the relationships between men and women.
What chaotic worldview does fucking Sock Andy have over?
Wait, hold on. I have a question, right? So, okay, what did Hasan say about the viewpoints you have to have before you go into the video?
He said that if you already have a bias, then it'll make sense to you.
That's his main problem with Jordan Peterson. He only makes sense to people who have certain biases and prejudices.
Men and women in the workplace is rapidly deteriorating.
Is there sexual harassment in the workplace? Yes. Should it stop?
And that's what he's talking about.
Will it? Well, not at the moment it won't, because we don't know what the rules are.
Do you think men and women can work in the workplace together?
I don't know.
Without sexual harassment?
We'll see.
We'll see. How many years will it take for men and women working in the workplace together?
More than 40.
To get a sense.
We don't know what the rules are. What? Here's a rule. How about no makeup in the workplace?
Why would that be a rule?
Why should you wear makeup in the workplace? Isn't that sexually provocative?
No.
No, you fucking animal. It's like saying, how about no fucking shoulder pads? It's so dumb. How about no shaving? You no longer get to shave because your rugged look makes me horny.
All right, stop. Pause. The whole point of the whole makeup thing is because those are signs of sexual display.
I think even if women didn't wear makeup, there'd still be sexual harassment in the workplace, in the workplace, to be honest.
I think he's saying that makeup is just one of those things. I don't think he's saying that it's
one of those things that's
He's just saying that if there is makeup, to what extent is it going to be used? Because some girls be bugging out, you know what I'm saying?
No, I can see that.
I'm not gonna lie to you. If you see a shorty and baggy clothes and stuff like that, obviously there's some kind of X-ray vision that goes through and shit like that.
Guys have such a low bar. It doesn't matter what a girl's gonna do. She's probably just gonna get harassed. If sexual harassment does happen with those standards, where the girl's literally not even looking attractive, that would make it more reprehensible. In a way, you could punish it more clearly in that way. Because if the girl's looking attractive and then the guy is making advances to her, then there's kind of gray area. So I guess that would eliminate the gray area, but I don't think it would eliminate the sexual harassment.
Shaven look makes me horny. You need to fucking grow the beard out.
No.
It's not?
No.
Well, what is it then? What's the purpose of makeup?
Some people would like to just put on makeup.
Why?
I don't know why.
Why do you make your lips red? Because they turn red during sexual arousal. That's why. Why do you put rouge on your cheeks? Same reason.
Look.
How about high heels?
He really thought he was owning him. And so many people watched this video and were like, yeah, fuck yeah, he's right. It's first of all, this is the dance that Jordan Peterson is making around they were asking for it, okay? The real problem here is sexual harassment in the workplace. Women are inviting sexual harassment when they put makeup on. You fucking psychopath. Okay?
He didn't say that,
Secondly, women don't just put makeup on. If Jordan Peterson had talked to a single woman that's not a complete psycho, they would tell Jordan that women don't put fucking makeup on just to make themselves desirable to other men.
That's a false statement right there.
I agree with you.
False statement.
It is 100% false.
Yeah, I think girls do it for other girls. Kind of how guys...
What?
How guys... Yeah. Guys... Do guys really care about makeup for real?
Yes, guys care about makeup. No. My girl looks good both ways. I don't care if she puts makeup on. I don't want makeup on her. But some girls need it. Some girls just need it. And I'm saying that some girls put it on specifically because they need it. not just for the fact that they're trying to compete with other women, but they're trying to attract the opposite gender.
But do you like you personally? Do you notice when a girl has like makeup on versus when she doesn't? Like,
Oh yeah.
guys only, bro. Like guys barely notice when a girl has makeup on. Like, how many times do you go out in public and be like, oh, that girl doesn't have her lashes in? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Girls do that all the time. Oh, what's wrong with her? What's wrong with her like left nail on her ring finger? Oh, what's wrong with her? How come that belt doesn't match that? Her shoes. Like guys aren't paying attention to that. You know what I'm saying? Guys barely notice when their friends get haircuts until like a week later. So I don't know.
Nah, you're right though. You're right. You're
Guys,
right.
guys don't pay attention to details like that. I think like girls are always in this competition with themselves over like who looks good. Like, bro, if you go out with like any girl, like she's calling out every single girl who looks like who
That
there's
is
something
true.
on the street.
Yeah, that is
Like
true. Yeah.
off rip. So I feel like that's
Off
why
rip.
girls put makeup on. It's like it's part of that like female competition that they have with each other.
It can be for more confidence. It's like no different than wearing clothing that makes you feel better. Like that's literally, it's so silly. It's so stupid. Some women don't want to put makeup on, but are forced to put makeup on because if you don't put makeup on, everyone's like, well, what are you, tired? You good? You look like shit today. Okay? It's no different than wearing a suit, you dumb fuck. But of course, in his mind, it's like, no, women are harlots.
Yo, I can't.
They are trying. They're doing the Dragon of Chaos. They're making my pee-pee feel ways in which I think it's sinful. I cannot control myself when I see a woman wearing rose-colored lip. I see rouge and I come. Uncontrollably. Everywhere.
I mean, he is exaggerating a little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like you could take what Jordan Peterson said and go like that far with it, but I feel like what Jordan Peterson intended wasn't like that extreme.
It was
But
not that extreme, but it was like he could have used a better example.
And the thing about this interview too, one thing I want to mention, this Vice interview, it came out that people at Vice, they didn't show the whole clip. They actually cut out segments of the clip and they posted it on air. The clip right here, I don't believe that is the whole entire clip, so I wouldn't take it for face value. That's one thing that I want to add.
And he's saying that the only way to fix this imbalance, the only way to fix this problem is by purging women from the workplace. And he's too much of a pussy to say it out loud, so he'll just dangle that in front of you. Okay?
No, honestly, I think he's just
Well, if you
saying
put
that.
hair gel, you deserve to be sexually harassed, Jordan
Hold up,
Peterson.
pause it. I think he's just saying that he literally said it earlier. He says we don't know the rules. And the reason why sexual harassment, we can't say for sure if it's going to stop right now, is because we have not set any rules. Because men and women have been working together for a long time. But lately, like he's saying, it's getting worse because of this whole Me Too era, because of all these sexual harassment charges, these allegations that are coming out that are hurting both men's lives and women's lives. So before we even get to these topics, we have to try and figure out how to prevent it by perhaps setting standards on not just dress codes, but other things that also might have an effect on sexual harassment. So he's just looking at it in all angles, and that's what Jordan Peterson does all the time.
In that light, then yeah, I agree with you absolutely. So
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter what he says here. We don't know. So
And it's the Dragon of Chaos. Yeah. It's like, okay, I guess they should wear niqabs in the workplace. Based Sharia Peterson, dude. Women need to wear niqabs in the workplace.
What's that?
Otherwise, the alluring gaze of a man who cannot control themselves, will force them to do
is that the full
unspeakable
hijab? The
things.
one that goes all the way down to your toes?
I think that's what
Cover
he meant.
yourself,
yeah.
you heathen. Anyway, are you telling me that people actually found this base or some shit? I'm literally 16. This video made 0 sense. Holy shit. Yeah, some people did. This was at a time when like, listen, this was also at a time when like the Gamergate, like post Gamergate world was so good. Like it was just really good. The market was like, everyone fucking hated me on the internet back then. It was great. Everyone was like, fuck you, Hasan. You fucking piece of shit. You fucking soy boy cuck. I also definitely did monitor my output a lot more back then. Because I was at the Young Turks. And
Mr.
like,
Abby, thank you for months. I've enjoyed my stay.
You are right. It's like saying a teacher asking you to get beheaded for showing a drawing of Muhammad. Yeah, you would be right if I said something as psychotic as that. You're correct. If I had ever said something as psychotic as that, yeah, I should be fucking deplatformed. I've never said that. And I don't believe that. You're a piece of shit for even joking about that at a time when like so many fucking dipshits are probably in here like waiting for a moment to clip something so they can be like, look, this guy is terrible.
Get on with it, man.
Yeah.
He's a hypocrite talking about women dressing too sexy while he himself has no shoes on and wiggling his sexy little toes around.
He's in his house
puppies
right now.
breathe, baby.
Oh,
Let
this
those
interview was in his
puppies
house?
breathe,
Yeah,
Jordan.
this is his
Jordan.
third floor, I believe.
Okay.
They're there to exaggerate sexual attractiveness. That's what high heels do. Now, I'm not saying that people shouldn't use sexual displays in the workplace. I'm not saying that.
I love the content hassle.
First time following you, but watching you since I joined Twitch. Saw only about one video about you on YouTube, and that's all I currently know about you. Since I'm trying to learn from many left-leaning friends and people around the internet like you, I still remain on the center-right side. But I have seen quite a lot of JP, and not only him, but these videos
seen
are
the
out of
gender
context.
wave
And yes, I'm
Jordan
here for about
Peterson?
2 hours.
I mean,
Great. At
I
least you
think
admit
it's a
that you're
pretty fair
center-right.
statement
Because a
to
lot of
make.
people who are
He has some
liberals,
good
who also
points,
have a lot of
not
conservative
just because of
opinions,
just
thought that
gender
Jordan
multiple
Peterson
factors.
was a liberal. And still, there's people in my community that think like, oh, well, I'm a progressive, but Jordan Peterson is also a progressive. He's a liberal. Like, he just has like some really common sense positions that I think people are greatly blowing out of proportion. At least you admit that you're center-right. Good. It's progress. Keep watching. None of this is out of context, by the way, motherfucker. Like, literally, none of this is out of context. You can say that about anything. And in a lot of circumstances, a lot of things are out of context. Okay? People do absolutely take things out of context and weaponize it against them. But the difference is, Jordan Peterson is center-right. Jordan Peterson is maybe even further than center-right with some of his takes. But this is literally the context.
But I am saying that that is what they're doing. And that is what they're doing.
Do you feel like a serious woman who does not want sexual harassment in the workplace, do you feel like if she wears makeup in the workplace, that she is somewhat being critical?
Yeah,
Okay.
I do think.
So, can someone describe to me what this would be like in context? No, you can't.
No,
but
honestly, pause it.
all you
I agree with this. A woman that is serious about avoiding sexual harassment in her workplace wears makeup to her workplace. Is she being hypocritical? Basically, the words that you're saying and the things that you're doing don't align. Because if you are someone that is really concerned, if you find that there's serious problems, everybody's situation is different. But if you find that there are serious problems in your job, you should take every precaution necessary to avoid it. And that's all you can do. If you still get the sexual harassment charges, then at that point, that is not on you anymore. That is on the man. You feel me?
Yeah. Yeah, I had a similar debate with my sister about the same topic. We went a little bit further than like sexual harassment. It was about sexual assault. And I gave the metaphor of if I wanted to, like, if I was rich and I wanted to wear a rollie on my wrist, right? Sure, by me wearing that rollie on my wrist, like it makes me feel good. I'm displaying that I have wealth, but I also need to realize that that could also attract some negative attention as well, and someone may want to rob me now. Now, just because I wore a rollie on my wrist, I did not ask to get robbed. And it is wrong for someone to come and rob me, right? But me knowing that there are thieves in this world, just like women know that there are men who will sexually harass and sexually assault, I need to do everything in my power to limit myself and not make myself a target. And unfortunately, obviously in a perfect world, everybody would be allowed to, walk around completely free without any type of repercussions or any type of danger or harm to themselves. I should be able to walk around the street with $1 million around my neck and not get robbed for it. But unfortunately, people do have free will to do harm towards me as well. So knowing that, I need to prepare.
Just the awareness, right? Like, obviously, you don't have to change anything about your social life you should not have to change things about your social life when you go to the workplace, as long as it abides by the company's, dress code or whatever. But it's just like, as you said, it's just awareness that there is a risk for the reward. You are pretty. You will have the rewards that are in your due path. But at the same time, you do have to be hyper vigilant and aware that at the same time there are risks to having that.
Yeah.
Like, for example,
how it
and another thing I want to add too is that I think is also very situational. For example, with the analogy that you brought up, Alan, if you live in the hood and you're a rich man and you're walking around with a rollie on your wrist, that is a much, much higher chance of, you getting robbed than if you live in a white urban neighborhood. Just like with these women, even if you do want to, display yourself sexually, at least find something that is going to protect you in the long run rather than expect everybody else to act right while you can act however. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the reality is not everybody does act right. Sure, not everybody is a thief and gonna want to take my watch, but some people will. Not
Yeah.
every man is gonna sexually harass you, but some men will, and that's just a reality. It's an unfortunate reality, but it's reality.
Maybe you're a woman in the military, that maybe I stand out and that it is not okay to maybe flirt a lot. It's not okay to maybe put makeup on a lot because I am one of the few women in this military brigade, and the risk of getting sexually harassed will increase if I tend to, show any sexual display.
That's the same thing as like covering up your fancy car when you like lock it up at night. You know what I mean? There's a few blocks down is the hood.
Fucking out of context. I mean, he's giving the context as to why he's saying things. Like if I just kept it at, women that wear makeup are harlots that are doing it so that they can get sexually harassed, then that's out of context. But he also literally is giving direct answers to direct questions.
Think that.
It's the one argument that people have. This was literally a couple of advice to make him look bad. Yeah, totally, dude. Yeah. It was... Here's what the reality is, okay? And this is the beautiful part about being a Jordan Peterson fan, is that you find this to be out of context. Do you know why? To make him look bad, right? You said that. You admitted that. Because that is a bad and idiotic fucking point of view. And you understand that that's a bad point of view, and you don't want to admit that that's Jordan Peterson's worldview. You don't want to admit that that's your worldview, okay? That's the problem. You recognize that that's bad, and you desperately want to intellectualize your bad and often dumb and outdated point of view. That's it. That's why you recognize that it's bad, and that's why you're saying it's out of context. When it's not out of context, it's in context. Jordan Peterson has talked routinely about how women and men cannot cohabitate, cannot coexist in the workplace. He uses outdated fucking Nordic studies and shit to be like, look, in Switzerland, women are committing suicide because they have so much sexual freedom. Like, he tries to paint this worldview that is inherently conservative, that inherently wants you to go back to fucking traditionalist values because it's nature. It's the man's nature to go back to these traditionalist points of view. And that's wrong. Or is it Switzerland? I thought it was Norway. Did I say Switzerland? Whatever, shut up. It doesn't matter. The point I'm trying to make is, you recognize that he's not apolitical. You recognize that he's saying a lot of stuff that you believe. Okay? But the issue is, you kind of figure out that, like, yeah, he's not really doing a good job defending the positions. He defends those positions well when he's having a conversation with you. And he's just telling you how the world is.
Bro, what is this man talking about, bro?
His main problem here is with like he has a personal thing against Jordan Peterson. That's it.
He's trying to say that Jordan Peterson isn't as unbiased as he makes himself out to be.
I mean, he said plenty of times that he's a sexual conservative. It wasn't like he's being sneaky about it. He is adamant about sexual conservatism. Yeah, he's mentioned that multiple times. But I mean, his criminal voice is funny, so...
Like if he addresses it to you personally, then it would make a little bit more sense because he would be able to address all of your questions and concerns.
Okay.
But Hasan is not speaking to Peterson directly.
Yeah, so that was the video. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. This is your guys from Flake Talk, and over and out.